And we're off. I'm not gonna go too. I'm not gonna go too batshit on this because this recap is pretty special.
It's the Event 20 recap,
Yep.
December 28th, 2013. Our last show of the year.
Our last show in Villa Park.
Yes, that was an announcement that was made at the end of Event 20 that Premiere Studio 2 is being in the process of being set up
In Woodstock, Illinois.
in Woodstock, Illinois.
When this company started, we had real good success out of McHenry County, so we're hoping to see you guys again soon. A lot of familiar faces that we may not have seen for a while. Because let's face it, Villa Park is one.
It's not an area
It's
that...
a haul from McHenry County!
Right.
Yeah.
We didn't get a lot of the McHenry fan base to follow us. So,
And I don't blame you.
So that's one area that we will be targeting hard when we start promoting as soon as the studio is set up. Still in the process at this moment. But
Much better digs, though.
yeah, the venue is more adequate to our needs.
Yeah.
So it's something that we're looking forward to. But Event 20 recap,
It's important because Event 20,
milestone event, is the 20th show that we had done.
20th event for a small company that grew fast, that almost wasn't again due to backbiters, backstabbers, and egomaniacs. And we shouldn't still be around, and here we are at Event 20, where we crown a new World Heavyweight Champion.
To start out the night, though, the match number one, Will Moneymaking Dollar took on, in his third match ever, Casey Shockwave Smetters.
Shockwave Schmetters.
It's not Schmetters. It's Smetters.
Schmetters is flashier,
Schmetters.
though.
Schmetter. Casey, he kept going to the head like he was taught.
Yeah.
He targeted a body part and went at it like a bulldog.
Yeah, Schmetters is a PPW trainee. He's a PPW student. This is his third matchup. And for his third matchup, the guy did a phenomenal job wrestling against a real experienced guy in Will Dalla.
Well, yeah, and it doesn't help when Will Dalla's taking every shortcut he can the entire match.
And he's got 100 pounds on him.
Yeah, I mean, Will, every shortcut, anything he could do that was, not breaking the rules. He bends the rules.
He twists them to his, he's an expert at twisting them to his poor girlfriend, man. Because he can really twist things and rationalize his behavior.
In his mind, no, I'm not cheating. That's legal.
What you talking about? It's all legal.
That's
It's all
clean.
It's good. It's all good. And not to mention the guy is an incredible athlete, deceivingly for the size of him.
Exactly. Casey seemed like he was going to make a comeback at one point, landed a massive running bulldog.
At this stage of the game, you're right. Let's face it, Casey was lucky to get any kind of offense on Will Dalla.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, Will put him up in the corner.
For the Moose Knuckle Buster.
Not even close.
Close.
It was a muscle buster.
Oh.
Out of the corner.
I like Moose Knuckle better.
Yeah, I know you do. This muscle buster.
Who are you to judge?
Center of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Casey, he got bested by, a superior wrestler.
More experience?
Nothing
larger?
to be embarrassed about. He
Not
went
at all.
he went the
showing.
distance with him.
Strong showing.
But at the end of the day, it was Will Moneymaking Dollar that got the win.
Yep. And also, before we finish this first segment, biggest thing about this segment, since we don't have an upcoming event to pimp, is to pimp this DVD. The Armageddon Gauntlet, Event 20. You've got to get this DVD because it was built perfectly. It was formatted better than a Raw or a TNA Impact the way this went.
And you're going to have, later on this week, events 17 through 20 will all be available on
Where
the
are
eBay
they available
page.
at?
eBay.com. You search Premier Pro Wrestling. It'll bring up all our DVDs.
Go to eBay, search Premier Pro Wrestling.
Also, later on this week, an update for the website's coming, which will have an eBay link that'll take you right to all available items.
Amazing. That's the other thing, too, is we've been getting inquiries about our videos from the United Arab Emirates. So please, keep checking back later this week. PremierProWrestlingOnline.com. You can buy them direct.
Okay, match 2 from Event 20. Interesting turn of events. It was supposed to be C-Stretch in this match.
Yep, the
against
team
Natural
of the
Fury.
Mass Stretcher and the C-Man.
C-Man said that Stretcher was not able to make it, that he had mysterious car trouble with evidence left behind that suggested it was Hellbilly enemy action.
Dirtbags.
So he brings in somebody who's going to cause some trouble in the Troublemakers.
Hey, and they're an impressive young tag team.
Yeah, it was the Troublemakers against Natural Fury And it was an impressive match. I mean,
It was good.
At the beginning, Shane Fury was isolated, and isolated well by the Troublemakers. Then Damian got cut off, and that's when Natural Fury went to town working him over.
Yeah, these guys work very well as a tag team.
Great tag team chemistry.
They need
Great.
some honing.
You're right.
They're young.
But they worked well as a team
Both
to
of them.
isolate Damian Tyler from Matthew Fontaine and worked him over. Natural Fury, it was just good tag team wrestling. And it was there was an amazing powerbomb about halfway through the match from actually Damian Tyler to Martellus Spade. And that's when the hot tag happened. And Fontaine came in and cleaned house.
House o' fire.
It was beautiful. And it was an
It was a thing of beauty, Rock.
He came in with some beautiful one-leg drop kicks, cleaned house. There was almost a train wreck happened.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it was
a train wreck that was reversed, then reversed again.
And Fontaine and Tyler went to the second rope, flying sunset flips, and actually pancaked Shane Fury.
It was just a big, perfectly laid out dog pile in the middle of the ring. The ref had no choice to worry about who was the legal man and who wasn't, because the two heels were pinned. 1, 2, 3.
They were stacked up like flapjacks in the middle of the ring with a pair of sunset flips.
Yep.
And Troublemakers got the win.
They pulled it out of their ass.
Their victory was short-lived when they ended up getting ambushed by the Hellbillies.
Well, the Hellbillies again. I thought they should be called the Troublemakers.
Right. It's a more apt name for them, I would say, but it was basically their statement, like, hey, congratulations on your win.
Dominance.
But, we're still the number one dogs in tag team around here.
And let's face it, as a tag team, those guys haven't been beat. They're undefeated.
Yeah. And
in 2013, I don't think they lost a match as a tag team.
Not as a team, no. And that's the thing about it is everybody's, hyped about the upcoming tag team tournament.
Which we're going to be focusing on now. Now that we've crowned a triple threat, three-way heritage title champion, now that we've crowned, and we'll get to this shortly, a world heavyweight champion. It's time to focus on tag team wrestling. And I'll tell you, you're not going to see tag team wrestling anywhere in the world because they don't know how to do it like Premier Pro Wrestling does. And that's the truth. That's a shoot. I defy anybody to step up and make that claim false. Next matchup, Chris Classic taking on
D'Angelo, I'm not Courtney Beware Steele.
Which is a damn shame. Guy sitting on a gold mine.
It's the most over thing he's doing right now. Doesn't want to do it.
So he's getting some bad advice from some so-called veterans on that one, I think. Anyway, let's get to the matchup, which was freaking tremendous.
It was tremendous sportsmanship at the beginning.
We
didn't have, nobody was the, quote, bad guy in this match.
Yeah.
It was great sportsmanship at the beginning. That all went out the window, though, when Steele was thrown from the ring and hit the floor hard.
By accident.
Chris Classic, just the stand-up good guy that he is, goes to check on his friend because
Remind you anybody?
Yeah, well, a little bit. He goes to check on his friend, and that's when he gets his eyes poked and head slammed into the ring apron.
Yeah, twice, 3 times?
2 times at least. It was
Buy
brutal.
this DVD and you'll see what we're saying. This kid's head was slammed into the damn apron.
And that's when we saw the dark side from D'Angelo Steele.
The dark side, the dick side.
I mean,
it's just like people you work with, man. I mean, you're at work and who gets ahead or tries to get ahead? The guy that steps on your head to save his own self, his own ass, to advance himself. He's your buddy to your face. And as Chief Keef will call, sneak this, which is D'Angelo Steele in this scenario.
Choking him on the ropes, pulling his hair.
Eye poke.
Yeah, and Chris Classic is such a nice guy. You can't imagine somebody would want to do that to him.
No, he's a nice guy, like you said, but he's nice to a fault.
Yes.
He's got to get more aggressive if he's going to compete in this industry.
He got put into the guardrail several times.
Hard.
And finally hit that breaking point that you were talking about where he started using his power.
And we saw this big boot that just
took his head off.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
And effortlessly. I mean,
now everything he does, if he wants to be a pro and he wants to climb these ranks, has to be as aggressive as that big boot.
I mean, he effortlessly gets his leg up to another human being's face and kicks it
Higher,
off.
Yeah.
And got a little too cocky. He went for he was on the apron.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Steele tries to shoulder tackle him to the floor. He moves, knees D'Angelo Steele, and he was going to try and sunset
flip. That's right.
But he took his time doing it. He took a second. Hey, should I do it?
Yeah.
He
Don't ask, son.
He dives
Execute.
Dives over with ease. You know, big guy flying over the top rope like that. Gave D'Angelo that second of wherewithal to stop himself.
And grab the ropes.
Drop to his knees.
To the referee.
Drop to his knees into the pinning position. The referee's checking the shoulders, doesn't see that D'Angelo Steele's holding the ropes for leverage, and he gets an easy pin out of it.
Now, again, I'm going to tell you because I've got to pimp it where you can get this DVD at. Go to eBay, Premier Pro Wrestling in your search bar. You're going to find other great DVDs of this company.
And other collectibles. We sell a lot of replica belts, a lot of action figures and whatnot. Okay. Other items that turn up, wrestling memorabilia.
Okay, I got you.
Randomly will show up on there, so check it frequently. We're going to have T-shirts on there soon. That's going to be interesting. And
a new T-shirt design. Those last ones were shit.
Yeah, well, those weren't designed by us. Don't throw us under the bus on that one. That wasn't us.
No, that was a alleged.
One thing I know is good T-shirt designing.
Yeah, you do. I've never seen a collection of T-shirts like yours, in all honesty. But seriously, the other thing is this gauntlet matchup of Event 20, the Armageddon Gauntlet 2013. It's an amazing concept matchup that is just pay-per-view for more wrestling entertainment quality. And I will put it up against that.
And if you've been waiting to get 17 through 20, we just talked about 20. If you're waiting to get 17 through 19, and 4 more coming, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Oh, Samurai Del Sol. What's his name at WWE?
He's wrestling in NXT as Kalisto at the moment.
Now, Kalisto, I don't care if he says it or not, but I think he would. Premier Pro Wrestling is the one that got him his tryout.
Well, they didn't know a lot about him, so they didn't pursue him.
No, what they didn't know about him, they knew who Octagon Jr. was in Samurai Del Sol. Their belief was that Samurai Del Sol Octagon Jr. was under contract with AAA. It was Premier Pro Wrestling officials in which told Samurai Del Sol Octagon Jr. Kalisto to not sign that contract at the next AAA taping because they were going to present him to World Wrestling Entertainment. And then on top of that, what World Wrestling Entertainment didn't know was that he's not from Mexico, that he wasn't residing in Mexico to tour with the company. He was an American citizen flying in and out.
Lived and worked in Chicago, spoke perfect English.
Yep.
2 things they didn't know about him.
Exactly. So they gave up when his name
they never pursued it because they didn't know.
Well, no, they knew who he was.
Right, but they didn't ever.
But it was Premier. Exactly, they'd given up. Now their response when Premier Pro Wrestling officials says, "Do you know who Samurai Del Sol Octagon Jr. is?" Yes, we know who he is. He's great, but we can't do anything with him because he doesn't speak the language, isn't a citizen, and is under contract to AAA. That's when PPW officials who make stuff like this their business said, no, he's not. He's a Chicagoan that speaks perfect English. He's bilingual, and he flies in and out of AAA and not under a contract. So the bottom line is this. You're going to see a lot of stars in this collection of DVDs that will be World Wrestling Entertainment superstars, and on top of that company. Kalisto, how the hell do you say it? Wait, Kalista?
Yeah, Kalisto. Oh.
Kalisto is the next Rey Mysterio Jr. if he can stay healthy, and I guarantee you that. And that's also been predicted and discussed with World Wrestling Entertainment, who feels the same damn way as Premier Pro Wrestling officials.
On to the next match.
Now that I'm off the soapbox about Kalisto...
Still? Really?
I freaking can't. Haliska? Jalapeno? Gesundheit? What's the name?
Kalisto.
Now I'm off the soapbox about Kalisto. Let's talk about another PPW original concept match, or original concept period. Triple threat. Heritage title champion. That's right. I don't care what TNA tells you.
Oh, it's all right. They already stopped doing that, so don't worry about it.
Isn't that funny, man?
They don't stick to anything for more than 4 weeks. So
Right,
don't
now,
worry.
since you threw me off, pushed me off the soapbox, you could fill them in on what
All right. Well,
the
it's
deal
Triple
is.
Threat Heritage Championship title match.
Yes, sir.
Backwoods Brown versus the champion Duran Banks versus Texas Pete.
Now, this is the oddest, I wanted to say pairing. What would you call it if
It
there's
is.
three of them?
It was the oddest.
Not a pairing.
Oddest trio of wrestling styles
that
and
was too
backgrounds.
easy. That's why I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into the detail, if you will, let's talk about this. The Triple Threat Heritage Championship contenders matches are via elimination.
Those are elimination triple threat matches.
Yep.
Once you get to the title match,
Yes.
it's first person to 2 falls wins.
Out of the 3.
Yes.
Cool.
So, at the beginning, as you would expect, or maybe not expect, Texas Pete and Duran Banks both focused on Backwoods Brown, but
Indirectly.
not at the same time.
Yeah. Indirectly working together because those guys have nothing. They have no bonds to tie them.
Right.
You know, Texas Pete, for once, turned into, what did you call him?
Textbook Pete.
Textbook Pete.
The second time we've seen Textbook Pete.
All the bullshit dancing and nipple twisting was gone. The guy can perform and wrestle. You know, he was actually trained years ago and broke into the industry from, the guys that used to run the company prior to Premier Pro Wrestling. So the guy possesses a lot of wrestling ability, and it was nice to see that again on Saturday.
Right. They indirectly worked on Brown together. Probably would have been more successful.
Brown. Do you mean that guy that's almost 7 goddamn feet tall? I mean, he's got to be 6'7", right?
At least.
I mean, this is a shoot. This ain't no downplayed. This guy's a giant. He's almost 400 pounds.
They would have probably been more successful if they had worked together.
Or if there was a third one of them.
Instead of just get out of the way, let me hit him. No, you get out of the way, let me hit him.
Yeah,
Instead of that, But for the most part, they stayed out of each other's way.
They did.
Backwoods
and they
Brown.
went at each other.
Backwoods Brown lifted Texas Pete up for a suplex, literally put him through the ceiling.
Which is amazing, man.
Not compensating for his height.
Yeah.
Texas Pete went through a ceiling tile.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
And the crowd reaction was tremendous to that, unexpectedly.
At the very least, they delighted.
Yeah. And the first fall came when Backwoods Brown got his hands on Duran Banks with Texas Pete out of the picture.
With one of the most devastating moves.
2 bear paws around the throat.
Yeah.
Lifted him up, almost put him through another ceiling tile.
Now, like we said, this guy is a legit 6'7".
2-handed choke slam where he fell down with Banks to the ground. I'm surprised he didn't put him through the mat. It was that impressive.
Yeah, it was amazing. But it's a 2-handed choke slam, which, wow.
I thought for sure that Banks would be getting coloring books for Christmas for the rest of his life. I mean, it was that he hit that hard.
And Jewel Rags, ShamWow, Jewel Rags.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the first fall. And that's when they knocked Backwoods Brown out of the picture, and it was just Texas Pete and Banks. And things took a turn for the worse at that point.
For Textbook Pete.
Yes. Now, I don't necessarily agree with this. I'm not sure what the ruling is on this. But Banks tried to do his arm trap DDT. He wasn't able to get that. But he did do a snap DDT where he kicked out his legs for more momentum and got 2 pinfalls off of the same move.
Now, you just hit the nail on the head, okay? What faction is Banks a part of?
$1 Billion Empire.
Now, why should this surprise you? Because you just said it earlier when you talked about the Will Dollar Casey Schmetters matchup. The $1 Billion Empire dwells in the gray area, and Banks was able to find that little tiny pubic hair of a loophole and capitalize and retain his title and run like a little girl from Backwoods Brown after that second
Right, and
count.
Backwoods Brown, you could see the shock on his face when he realized what had happened.
Yeah.
He thought 1 fall happened. He didn't realize 2 falls had happened.
Yeah, because it happened so fast. Banks kicked the carcass after the first pinfall and said, I'm going to hook the leg and see what happens. 1, 2, 3, later!
And see, that's where the gray area came in, because my understanding was that the referee had to at least allow that competitor to get back to his feet before another fall could happen.
It's not in the rule books.
Well, it may be something to consider then.
But the bottom line to the night is who retains the title.
Duran Banks walks out Heritage Champion. And he wears that belt everywhere he goes. I mean, I know he wore it grocery shopping. I'm pretty sure he wears it in the shower.
He didn't wear it at the World Wrestling Entertainment tryout on December 7th when he went down to Tampa.
Doesn't he wear it when he sleeps too? I'm pretty sure.
Probably left it back at the hotel. But anyway, you got to get this DVD and any of our DVDs. Go to eBay, search bar Premier Pro Wrestling. Visit our website, PremierProWrestlingOnline.com. Our Facebook page,
Facebook.com/Premier Pro Wrestling.
Premier Pro Wrestling.
For all your updates, including updates on when Premier Studio number 2.
Now I have your word, and I want this in recording because it's it's binding. Okay, we're gonna have some video content this week.
There will be a lot of video content this week.
I love you for that
because we have some downtime, so we're gonna have some new video content.
Yeah. Not much downtime.
While Studio 2 is
Chicago-style wrestling and penises of royal wrestling or power, whatever you call it, and all that. Don't hold your breath. We're not done for long. We're talking about a week or two. So we've got about 5 to 7 good working days he's talking about. Because when we set up in Woodstock, look the hell out. We're done screwing around.
Okay, after that second rant of yours,
what rant?
Match number 5.
No, let's call it a rant.
Match number 5. Matt Vine, Mirko JoeCop. Now there's history behind this because Vine and Dewar are great friends, and they just had their tag team match against.
And let me just say this, because you're going to do a better job at the description of this matchup and the stuff behind it than I am. But the bottom line to it is this: two of the sorest losers in the industry, especially in Premier Pro Wrestling, are Matt Vine and Matt Dewar. Now go ahead. Sorry.
So they just had their tag match where Mirko tagged up with Willie the Bomb.
And it was punch and pie.
Against Dewar and Vine. And now Vine wanted his shot at Mirko solo, calling him out in interviews about, oh, I'm doing his training regimen of eating chocolate cake and feel sluggish. And
oh, yeah, ripping on him.
Yeah.
It goes back to the same crap. The race war of today is not black and white or brown and white or yellow and purple. It's haves and have-nots. And if Matt Vine is the type of guy that thinks that if you don't look like him and you can't grow the perfect amount of scruff at the perfect
just the right amount of scruff.
Just the right amount of scruff and all that you don't count in this world.
Right. So it was pretty heated going into the match already.
Sure.
And it maybe Vine a little too confident at the beginning because he got bested in quite a few exchanges very early on in the match.
But
almost tried to bail out at one point too because he was so frustrated. He wanted to leave.
Yeah, but that was just a ploy.
Well, that's when he said, he's like, all right, now you're going to get it. Blowing, snot and getting mad.
And the bottom line is, I couldn't believe he predicted it.
He did
it.
With the knee lift.
The kid's coming along.
Knee lift and then shooting him off the ropes with another knee lift off the ropes, sent Mirko spiraling through the air.
Yeah.
And it was all Vine back after that. I mean, he just went to town with there was suplexes,
crap talk, kicking him in the ribs, kicking him in the solar
knees,
plexus.
the giant knees, the big wind up on those knees that he does,
and working the ever loving piss out of the torso, the solar plexus, the rib cage.
Absolutely, and at one point an earth shattering spear.
That's amazing. I can't believe a guy that size blasted Mirko as high and far as he did.
I thought it was over at that point. I thought the spear was it.
Maybe he might have. There might be a little bit more truth to that Vineback shit than than the joke.
And then
after that spear,
right?
What's that, Mirko?
Yeah, the heat and punishment after that continues, and Mirko was out on his feet. At one point, he did almost get that 3-point tackle in the corner.
Yeah.
Turns around into a gigantic super kick.
The guy throws a better super kick than Michaels. You got to admit it.
Don't let him hear that now.
You got to give credit where credit's due.
Propers,
man. It's a beautiful It's a beautiful super kick.
It's a beautiful fluorescent light.
It's a beautiful flipping super kick.
It's a decapitating super kick. I thought for sure.
And it comes out of nowhere. The thing that impresses me the most is the quickness of it.
Yeah.
Like Michaels,
he cleared half the ring.
Coming, Bliss Stomper. I mean, it's good. It's a signature thing. But I just think it looks so much hotter in 2013 that thing just comes out of nowhere. And even commentating it, you can't call it before it comes.
He covers half the ring with it. I mean, he was in one corner, Mirko's in the other corner.
And the
Bam.
height, you know.
Still 2 9/10. I mean, the ref's hand was that close to the mat, an inch away.
I like to use that measurement term as pubic hair, a pubic hair from a 3 count.
There you go.
Alrighty. It doesn't get any smaller than a pubic hair, correct?
Frustration sets in. Drop my pen, sorry. Frustration sets in.
Pubic hair made you nervous.
It did. It made me drop my pen. Last-ditch effort. He didn't know what else to do. He's throwing his 2 best shots. Mm-hmm. He tries to choke the life out of Mirko with a bear hug. Mm-hmm. Mirko boxes the ears, couple headbutts, and then it was clothesline, Superman punch, splash in the corner, and tries to lift him up for the head knocker. That's when Vine lands on his feet, tries to spin it into his Stormbreaker neck breaker.
And Mirko using that momentum.
Held onto the arm.
Onto his back.
Throw him back up on the shoulders.
Bada bing, bada boom, mayonnaise on the chin. Good night, Vine.
And Vine did not handle that loss very well.
No, he didn't see it coming.
I mean, Mirko was talking to the referee. He's asking the ref to check on his jaw because his jaw is probably still out of line.
Super kick.
Yeah. He turns around and gets booted right in the biscuits by Matt Vine.
The sweet biscuits.
Matt Vine starts stomping him. Get out of my ring.
Yeah. I'm Vineback.
Yeah, get out of my ring.
You don't got no pretty scruff like me.
And well, that we're going to show that.
Yeah.
So you can see right after the kick below the belt what followed. And it's interesting to see who at the end of the day came to try and save.
In the sweet biscuits.
Biscuits.
The sweet biscuits.
Cheddar biscuits. Let's go to the footage.
Garlic biscuits. Now, I would love to be able to be redundant and say the granddaddy of them all and all that stuff. Cause
everybody says that now, though.
But I used to love that as a kid. You ever hear Dusty say that? The granddaddy of them all.
We're going to be hanging and banging, Daddy.
And the bull of the woods. But this was freaking phenomenal. An hour and 5-minute matchup.
We bested the original Armageddon Gauntlet.
Yeah,
the original Armageddon Gauntlet, I believe, ran 45 minutes.
Sure.
This one ran 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Oh, it's an unbelievable matchup.
And there was not any, not a dull moment in the whole thing.
This talent roster, whether you like them or not, as individuals, everybody poured everything they had into their performance that evening.
All summer long, up until just now in December, we were doing qualified matches.
Yeah.
Everybody that won their qualifying matches is entered into this match. And if you don't know how the match works, it's very simple. So everybody that qualifies comes out, they surround the ring.
As lumberjacks. Until
2 names are called.
Randomly.
Random drawing, 2 names are called. They enter the ring. Whether there's a pinfall, submission, or disqualification, whatever fall it is,
or count out,
that person goes,
or 10 count.
That person goes back to the floor. Next name is called until all the names are called. It's one gigantic lumberjack match
Now, people are
with gauntlet
eliminated.
rules.
Exactly. They're eliminated, but that doesn't matter. Once they're eliminated, they
Still
go
on the
back
floor.
outside and serve as lumberjacks, which makes it real interesting because let's say, for example, Cousin Eddie just lost and he's outside the ring as Seaman's name gets drawn. What happens? You know what I mean? I mean, it's really an interesting freaking concept.
First two names that were called, the unlucky number 1 and 2,
Yeah.
because that means you literally have
How many guys
everybody else.
participated
I believe it
again?
was 14.
So if you're the first guy called, you got to stay in there for 13 guys,
Yeah.
all shapes, sizes, and styles.
So it's very unlucky and very unlikely that you will go the distance. If
Also, I want to say this. If I broke into this industry in 1988, it's now 2014. That puts me at 26 years, 27?
I can't do math.
Come on, man. I'm going to go ahead and call it, it's almost 30 years, so 26 years, okay?
Fancy.
Shut up, man. I'm not being funny. I'm trying to do something heartfelt for once. The point I'm trying to make is I've never seen a roster like this. These guys were as jacked up about competing in this matchup, qualifying for this matchup, as were the fans. They were looking forward to it, I'd say maybe even a little more.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is the Armageddon Gauntlet is the opportunity that some guys who would otherwise never get a shot
Yeah.
at a world title get that opportunity in this concept match.
Sure, like just amazing guys that get overlooked or don't play the politics right, or you know what I mean. This guy's it's an amazing roster of individuals, underdogs, real life underdogs. You know,
Unlucky
and I'm
number-
proud to be a part of this company.
Absolutely. So, unlucky numbers 1 and 2, Cutter Crosby, Outlaw J.
Yeah.
They kicked this thing off,
and
and
they when he says kicked, he means kicked. This
Yeah.
was freaking awesome.
I mean, Cutter took a hell of a beating at the hands of the significantly bigger Outlaw J.
But he got in a lot of great offense.
Oh yeah,
You
I
know?
mean, he got ejected out of a cannon at one point with that pump handle throw that
That
Outlaw
pump
J.
handle T-bone
Yeah.
suplex, which is
Unbelievable.
phenomenal. And we saw Cutter go to the top rope
We did
with a crossbody or a splash.
the missile, the shoulder tackle.
Phenomenal.
Cutter goes for his cutthroat thriller. Outlaw J spins out of that, but gets rolled up in a schoolboy in the process. Totally caught off guard.
Yeah.
Cutter gets the first fall.
Which is
Next in the ring, your favorite, Matt Dewar.
my favorite.
Oh, I know you love what a sore loser he is.
You know what? I tell this to my kids when they say, "You hate Mom," my ex-wife. I don't hate Mom. I hate what she does. So I would say I don't hate Matt Dewar. Sometimes I hate what he does. Yeah, I think he's better than that. But he don't. He's got to think he's better than that, and he doesn't. He's all caught up in this, that, and the other thing with the ego and the sore losing and blah. You know,
Yeah.
whatever. The guy's a good talent. I respect him.
Dewar comes in, and him and Cutter put on a hell of a show.
Yeah.
At one point, Cutter
Two young freaking lions that broke into Premier Pro Wrestling training facility at about the same time, a few months apart.
Cutter hits a earth-shattering power bomb on Dewar.
Sit-down powerbomb was amazing.
I mean, Dewar I think he was going for a Rana, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Got caught on the shoulders, plastered into the mat. I mean, you could see the back of his head slam off the mat, and he was
Yeah.
disoriented for the entire time.
I
after.
swear to God, you heard this.
It ruined his night. I mean, he
Yeah.
was messed up for a long time after that.
Yeah.
Still had the wherewithal to counter a cutthroat thriller into the Asai DDT, the sliced bread number 2.
What kind of DDT?
Asai.
God bless you.
So
Bobby
Cutters
Heenan.
out.
That's Bobby Heenan.
I know.
All right.
Believe me, I know.
I
Heenan
know.
School of Broadcast
The
Journalism.
people don't know.
So Dewar stays in, Cutters out,
Kakota.
and Dewar is still loopy. His head's messed up.
Yeah.
And who gets called next? Backwoods Brown.
7 foot almost and 400 plus pounds of Backwoods Brown.
Backwoods Brown, he couldn't be happier. He's got a messed up Matt Dewar as his opponent.
Yeah.
So he had a field day.
Cut to him like butter.
Literally cut through him with those chops. I mean,
Yeah.
you could see flesh flying. It was
Like I said in the commentary, I'd rather get hit with a chair than to get hit with one of them Backwoods Brown chops, man.
Backwoods played with his food for a little bit, but
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
That's Kamala. That's Kamala-esque.
Right.
Yeah.
When he was done with it,
Yeah.
big country slam, 1, 2, 3. Dewar's out.
Yeah.
And
Surprised he didn't give him that choke slam, man.
right.
Is that the first time we saw him use it earlier?
Yes. In the singles.
Okay. Unbelievable.
Now, that's where things got interesting because the next person called.
This was freaking cool.
Cousin Eddie.
This was freaking awesome.
Cousin Eddie has to face Backwoods Brown now.
Yeah.
And the look on his face when they called his name.
It was priceless. That look was so good you should put it on the cover of this DVD.
Deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
About to get hit with the car.
Deer in the headlights with a hot poker up his ass.
Yeah, I mean, you know? He wanted a redraw.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't want to. And then
yeah.
Outlaw Jay, the bigger cousin, telling Backwoods to lay down.
Mm-hmm.
Backwoods didn't want to fight Eddie, but he didn't want to lay down either.
Yeah, he got some pride.
He avoided Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie running into turnbuckles like a knucklehead.
Eddie ejecting himself out into those angry shark tanks outside the ring.
Yep.
And then they're blaming the whole time. They're blaming Backwoods.
Yeah.
What'd you do? You know.
It was funny. I mean, he fell out of the ring, got beat up by the Lumberjacks pretty bad.
It wasn't funny if you're Eddie.
Well.
You know, to us it was because the guy's a dick.
So finally he gets back in the ring. He's had enough. Starts giving Backwoods Brown forearms to the face. That's when the big man had enough.
Yeah. Yep.
Two-handed choke slam on Cousin Eddie.
And it was bye-bye now.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it was...
Which part didn't you understand? The ba or the bye?
It was almost as bad as the one earlier in the night on Duran Banks.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised Eddie didn't have a contusion or something. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah.
So Backwoods is, you know, he's mad because, you know, what he got hit, but at the same time
he
he's
feels
like
bad because it's family and big
yeah.
cousins.
So he felt guilty.
I don't think those guys. I think when everything's said and done, if there's a paternity test or DNA, you ain't gonna see no chain there.
I think it's all gonna be the same. Just
go ahead. I'm not gonna go there.
So Backwoods is still, you know, concerned about his cousins.
Are you saying that some? Never mind.
I'm not going to say it.
Go ahead.
I think I said enough.
You've said more than enough.
Willie
the Bomb stuck in my head.
Willie the Bomb Richardson's the next guy called.
This Willie.
So think about this for a second. Now you got Willie the Bomb.
Yeah.
And Backwoods Brown.
And Backwoods Brown with a heavy conscience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, wow. I mean, the hits and collisions when those two went at it.
Oh, my God. It was something. And here we go again. Big guy versus big guy. And tremendous showing. I mean, you just showed me a pay-per-view DVD here. You don't see that anymore. You don't see big guy versus big guy anymore.
Yeah.
And when you do, it's the shits. This was a great freaking matchup.
Yeah, I mean, they beat the snot out of each other.
Yeah, and the thing is that Willie can fly. Backwoods is quick.
Well, he went to the top rope and did a blockbuster on Backwoods Brown.
A chart buster, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
It's a miracle that the ring didn't cave in.
That's 700-plus pounds of human beings.
Tried to do a flying headbutt at one point, and that didn't go so well for him. But
Nope. And that's like we said. Backwoods is 7 foot, 400 pounds, but he's friggin' quick. He's an athlete.
Yeah, Willie went to the second.
Willie is 3 and change.
Willie went to the second rope twice. Both times missed. Went to the well too often.
Yeah.
But was still able to best Backwoods Brown with a massive running lariat.
Unbelievable.
Like a freight train hit him.
Out of nowhere. It shocked him.
Yeah. And to put Backwoods Brown down with anything is impressive.
Yeah.
But especially a lariat. So that tells you how hard he hit him.
Yep.
So Backwoods Brown is out. Willie is now the active competitor. And who gets drawn? Mojo McQueen.
Which is a sick bastard.
He's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, he's proved this on numerous occasions.
This year, he lit people on fire.
Pouring candle wax in people's eyes.
Candle wax in people's
chicken
eyes.
Chicken talons.
Talons.
Hitting people with skulls.
Choking, thumbs to the eyes. Choking people out.
He's no joke.
No.
I mean, he beat Matt Nix to qualify to be in the gauntlet.
This is true.
So, I mean, he's no slouch.
Yep.
And we've seen his dark side.
Yep.
He's insane. Legitimately insane.
Certifiable.
And when you see him in the locker room, there's nobody around him. They don't even want to get close to him.
Nope. I don't blame him.
Half the time he was wandering the halls of the building anyway.
Talking crap and chanting.
So Willie and Mojo lit each other up with punches.
I don't know where Willie got the juice to handle that business after working with Backwoods Brown.
Yeah, I mean they were just right hands like a heavyweight boxer, just clobbering each other back and forth.
Yeah.
Willie, unfortunately, got that chain that he wears around his neck used against him.
Yeah.
He does wear a chain around his neck, and
I don't think he's going to do it anymore.
Mojo McQueen choked the life out of him with it.
Yeah.
At one point, he started using that chicken talon too, or turkey or chicken or whatever.
Chicken, rooster, something.
He was gouging him up with that. I mean, even got his pancreatic claw on at one point.
Awful.
But Mojo McQueen got plastered against the ropes with a pounce.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the biggest pounces.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah. Probably
Usually what Willie always calls it, pounce.
Right.
Not this night.
Well, I think he knew better than to try and call it against Mojo because Mojo was still fresh.
Yeah.
Mojo was still fresh. He had come off just fighting Backwoods Brown. Yeah. Saw an opportunity to pounce.
Might have even been instinct, yeah.
Pounce, did it, and pinned Mojo McQueen. So he's got 2 wins now.
Yeah.
Willie's still the active competitor.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes corn-fed Colossus.
Michael Mack, who's really on fire of late, man.
And hit a Texas Lariat right upon entering the ring.
Yep.
Almost beat Willie right there.
Within seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was smart business.
And you got to remember, Michael Mack beat Willie the Bomb to qualify to be in the gauntlet. So he can beat him.
Yeah, he has before.
So and on top of it, Willie's just fought 2 major opponents.
Major is an understatement.
So he was really in the driver's seat for most of his exchange with Willie the Bomb.
Yeah.
Michael Mack, the corn-fed Colossus, or horse-fed,
Yeah.
There's still that legend about him punching out a horse. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yep, and then wiping his butt and taking a bite.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I heard. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah.
But
well, you are also the same guy that says that stuff about Barry Wright running around saying a hole's the hole as long as there's some heat in there.
I never said that.
I thought I heard it from you.
No, I thought I heard it from you.
Regardless.
Either way.
It's a rumor. We don't know.
Horse-fed Colossus. He hits the ropes. Massive spear. Second time Willie's felt that spear.
Yeah. He really sent that 300-plus pounder flying.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Michael Mack gets the pin, so Willie the Bomb's out. His Armageddon dreams over for the moment, not forever, but he's not winning. Yeah, he's not winning it this night.
Not event 20. Again, let's stop and take a break real fast and just say, get our videos at eBay search bar Premier Pro Wrestling, our Facebook page Premier Pro Wrestling, and also our website PremierProWrestlingOnline.com.
Exactly. Next person into the gauntlet, as we're starting to get towards the end, this is when you start to see people that have a chance. This is like, hey, there's only 3 or 4 more guys. There's a chance I can win this thing. It's the luck of the draw. Ron Reeves is the next competitor.
Newcomer Ron Reeves. Impressive newcomer Ron Reeves. Jesus, this guy come along fast. He's a perfect example of what you put into the Premier Pro Wrestling training facility is what you get out of it.
Now, Ron Reeves, I mean, he had a couple people trying to grab his legs, pull him back out of the ring.
Yeah.
Evading
on more than one occasion.
Evading everyone with his patented nipple dance, by the way.
Oh, man, it really unnerves the hell.
You should have seen Cousin Eddie's face when he did it to him.
Turns white as a sheet.
Mojo McQueen didn't know what to make of it either.
I loved it. Yeah, I've never seen Mojo.
So puzzled, right?
Puzzled and unnerved, But also, Jay didn't even react.
Yeah, he no-sold it. That was.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Ron Reeves has bested Michael Mack once before.
Yeah.
And in a telltale sign of history repeating itself, he literally beat Michael Mack exactly the same way that he beat. Well,
not exactly. It was amazing because for some reason, Michael Mack, we've seen him hit that Alabama slam how many times and how many guys?
Many times.
But he can't get that thing hooked in on Ron Reeves.
I think it's the leopard tights.
You know what I think it is, honestly? All that friggin' oil and
the bronzer.
And the bronzer.
Ronnie Reeves breathes bronzer.
He can't keep a grasp on it, but this time he was able to finagle his way out and roll him up into a sunset flip.
And Ronnie Reeves stays active. Michael Mack goes back to the floor.
Mack was pissed.
And here's the thing. The next guy that comes in, even bigger, Big J Knight.
Oh, if you're Ron Reeves, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
He's
But
no slouch either, man.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Big J Knight hits hard.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a pretty move set. It's
Power and kick the shit out of you.
Exactly. He's not gonna be doing sunsets and leapfrogs.
Yeah.
He's just gonna smash your face in.
He's highly sought after, and this is a shoot
As a bodyguard.
To bodyguard for a lot of folks in the Chicago hip hop community.
I feel safer every time he's around, as long as I'm not wrestling him.
Exactly. Exactly. You don't want to be at the other end of that.
No, never. Because those forearms.
Guy's got to have 23-inch arms.
It's like somebody taking a giant turkey leg and smacking you in the face with it.
Do you remember WCW? Remember a guy there, Smooth?
Am I Smooth? Yeah.
Okay, M.I. Smooth. Remember what they tried
Yes,
to do?
you are.
Remember what they tried to do with him, but it failed miserably because the guy couldn't deliver in the ring?
Exactly.
That's what's up here with this guy, only he can deliver in the ring.
Right. Well, Am I Smooth was a poor man's Mr. Hughes, let's be honest. I mean, that's all it was.
Yeah, whatever. The point I'm trying to make is this guy can deliver in the ring, unlike Hughes.
I wouldn't mess with him.
Unlike Hughes and M.I. Smooth.
Ronnie, though, hit some amazing offense. Number one, he hits a money shot from the top rope.
Unbelievable. First time we see him go to the top.
He soars like an eagle from the top rope.
Yeah.
I mean, it was beautiful.
It was a thing of beauty, man.
It wasn't enough to put Big J down, though. It ended up being Ron's go-to, his patented, as you call it, best dropkick in the industry.
Am I lying?
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, he
I
floats.
saw Ziggler's tonight. Ziggler's got a great drop kick.
But it's no Ron Reeves.
It's not a finishing move.
Matt Dewar is damn close, but
he gets the height, but
they both glide. But
Yeah.
Ronnie Reeves has just a little bit more torque.
he's got more stank on it,
Puts Big J Knight down. Ron Reeves stays active. Now he's gone through two people. And like you couldn't have a worse draw after getting your butt kicked by two giants.
Yeah.
C-Man is the next person.
But let's talk about something first going into this. You are absolutely right. The thing is, Ron Reeves has come into his own and really worked hard to develop just this year. He came in through FCW, WWE's training facility for beginners courses. Then he went to OVW, the beginners courses. The guy came to us and he didn't really know what to do in the ring. So what happens at the training facility? We say, hey, to anybody, if you want to hook up and get trained, or if you are a current wrestler somewhere else and you smell it but you can't find it, contact us at Premier Pro Wrestling on Facebook. But anyway, this guy is living proof of what we've done with this guy over the last year. He's proof of the fact that what you put into it is what you get out of it at our training facility.
And I couldn't stress that more. I mean, that's an excellent point because we've had guys.
Yeah.
And I know you know who I'm talking about. Zero heart. Guys that think that they can just come in and pay the training fees.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be going to WWE.
Yeah.
And that's not how it works.
Don't kid yourself.
You can pay all the money in the world.
Yep.
If you don't put into training,
Yep.
Then you're not going to get anything out of it.
And the other thing is there's training facilities around here, but it's going to be like this, and I'm going to say it since we're on this topic right now. At OVW and NXT, it goes like this: beginner's course, intermediate course, an advanced course. There is nobody training in Chicago right now that is even halfway through the intermediate course. That's a shoot. They can think what they want, but they've never left the area, so they wouldn't know.
And that's the thing about it is, if you're going to come there and think that you just pay the money and you're automatically a superstar, but you can't crisscross the ropes for 3 minutes, then that's where this breaks down.
Yeah.
You got to put in to get out.
Exactly. And the other thing is, we will meet you halfway.
Yeah.
More than halfway, and you can ask any one of the students. You can ask Ron Reeves.
There's so many guys that come that bring something different to the table.
Six
if
guys.
you want to learn chain wrestling, if you want to learn running drills, if you want to learn power, if you want to learn aerial.
If you want to learn the entertainment side.
There's somebody that you can buddy up with.
Yeah.
That'll teach you that particular skill.
Yeah. And the other thing is we are the only one that isn't motivated by, you'll never get to be a bigger star than whoever the hell they refer to in the third party.
Right.
You know.
Back to the Gauntlet, though. Ron Reeves has now the unfortunate the unfortunate situation of having to fight a fresh Seaman who Seaman can put on a wrestling clinic.
Dude.
And he's got cardio for days.
I'll say it again. The Seaman is the best kept secret in pro wrestling.
And Ronnie Reeves just fought 2 giants.
Yep.
And now he has to fight the Seaman who's got cardio for days. And damn near put him down several times.
Yep. And Seaman will tell you that because he wished this kid nothing but the best.
Seaman fired back.
Did not take it easy on him. He wants to be champion.
Huge forearms. Huge, like the tidal wave out of the corner.
I love that tidal wave.
Oh, God, it's beautiful. Running forearms in the corner. Everything he could throw at Ron Reeves.
Yep. The counters are amazing.
Ron Reeves sails through the air with a massive stinger splash.
Yeah.
Sends Seaman to the other side. Tries to do it again. And here's where the deceptive strength of Seaman came into play. Caught Ron Reeves on the stinger splash.
Yeah, he did.
Walks him out to the middle of the ring. Go to sleep with the fishes. To the face, not to the back of the head like he normally does it.
Yep.
To the face.
Yep. And nobody could have kicked out of that.
And Ron Reeves was down, but Seaman respected the hell out of him, lifted Ron back to his feet.
So did the fans.
Yeah, lifted him back to his feet, told him, hey, man, that was a hell of an effort. You know, thank you.
Yep.
Didn't sit too well with Cousin Eddie and Outlaw Jay, though.
Hate sportsmanship.
Absolutely. They despise sportsmanship like they despise toothbrushes, let me tell you. I mean, it was bad. And they clobbered Ron Reeves and Seaman, take both of them out of the ring.
Yeah.
You know, Backwoods Brown comes in. What the hell are you guys doing?
And this is the weirdest thing, man. He never really, I don't think he committed and hit one of the Hellbillies.
No, but he got between all of them.
He got between them.
Seaman comes flying off the apron with a splash.
Yep.
They're all just beating the tar out of each other on the floor, unbeknownst to anybody.
Yep.
The referee's counting Seaman because
Seaman is a much smarter guy than this, than to get counted out and baited, but he just had enough. It was
he couldn't take it anymore. I mean, they tripped him several times during the match even.
Yep.
So he couldn't take it anymore. He's brawling with these guys. He's still active in the gauntlet, so unintentionally gets himself counted out.
Exactly.
So that's it. Ring is cleared. Your active competitors counted out. Yeah. It was basically a restart, and the last 2 people left, Alex Bernardino, Bilal Akbar.
Milad Akbar, the Persian powerhouse, OCD, Alex Bernardino. Both men are quick. Both men are strong. Both men are innovative. Both men have amateur backgrounds. Both men can fly. I mean, did I leave anything out? The quickness, did I mention the quickness of these 2 individuals?
It's unreal.
Davey Richards could suck a fart out of my ass compared to these 2 guys. I'm serious.
I know. I got the visual.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. These
I need some mind bleach now.
So, back to the matchup.
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make is these guys.
If you're a fan of quality wrestling, you have to see this last exchange of the gauntlet.
I thought that was funny. Davey Richards could suck a fart out of my ass.
You're telling me to get back on course. Listen to you.
That was funny.
I mean, if you're a fan of quality wrestling, whether it be grappling, whether it be flying, whether it be striking,
power,
their exchange had it all.
Yeah. How long do you think that exchange lasted, honestly?
They are probably the last 25 minutes of the gauntlet.
A back and forth, non-stop. Everything that we've mentioned.
Yelling at each other, screaming at each other in frustration because they couldn't put each other down.
You want to talk about suspension of disbelief? Holy shit.
I mean, one time they were in a test of strength and monkey flipped both flat on their back.
Yeah.
They bridged so they're not pinned. Yeah. And they're yelling at each other, let go of my hands, face to face in the bridge. It's unreal.
Amazing. The moves.
Yeah.
The counters.
We cannot do it justice just talking about it.
No, we can't.
It's that spectacular.
And like I said, I've been in the industry for 26 years or whatever the hell. I don't get stimulated very often. I enjoyed calling that match. I enjoyed commentating that match.
It was a privilege.
The last part of the match. I mean, the whole match.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed that
the end
especially.
Absolutely shined and lived up to everything that we thought it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, there was at one point, Alex Bernardino took Milad up over his shoulder like a kryptonite crunch.
Yeah.
And then dropped him to his knee like a neck breaker. I'd never seen that before.
I haven't either, yeah. See what I mean about innovative with these 2 guys.
These guys are insane. Alex Bernardino tried to do a springboard bulldog. He gets thrown into the ropes and then clobbered from behind by Milad running like a speeding freight train.
Yep. With height.
It was everything you could expect.
Yep.
And
I mean, and the guys outside the ring.
Milad got his camel clutch on.
Yep.
Wasn't able to make Bernardino tap out.
Nope, because he wasn't ever able to totally cinch it in due to the fight left in Alex Bernardino.
Yeah, I mean, you just could not lock it in. Bernardino felt it before.
And then Bernardino tried to reverse it and put it
He
on
put the
him,
camel clutch
which
on
is
Milad.
more like a Steiner recliner, but...
And told him tap or die.
Yeah, and he meant it.
Yeah, I know he did.
Yeah, he wanted that belt, man.
Both
men wanted that belt.
At that point, though, but Milad has never had a championship in Premier.
No, he hasn't.
Bernardino's
tasted
championship gold in Premier, had the Heritage title for the entire summer and fall.
Yep.
So I think Milad wanted it just a little bit more than Bernardino did.
Yeah.
Because he didn't tap out.
Nope.
Actually sat up with Bernardino on his back.
Incredible strength.
Slams him into the corner 1, 2, 3 times.
3 times before he broke
Thought
it.
he was free.
And he never broke it. He just broke a little free of it.
Well, he thought he was free, and then Bernardino puts a headlock on him.
And starts climbing the ropes.
Ropes, trying to choke him out with it.
Yep.
That would be his undoing, though, because Milad punched his way free.
I didn't see it coming. Did you see it coming?
He's pulling Bernardino up the corner with a sleeper hold.
Yep.
So he's on the top rope. Milad's sitting on the second row. Milad punches his way free, pulls Bernardino over his shoulder, flying power slam from the second rope, made it to the middle of the ring.
Passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was finally the silver
1,
bullet,
2,
man.
3.
It put Bernardino down.
Again, Premier Pro Wrestling on Facebook. Yeah, Premier Pro Wrestling on Facebook. Premier Pro Wrestling on eBay. Premier Pro Wrestling Online.com. This is going to be a sought after video.
Yeah, if you like quality wrestling,
and if you like something new, something that's never been done before in pro wrestling, which is not easy to say these days, Premier Pro Wrestling has that.
Yeah, it's a spectacular match.
A spectacular concept with spectacular participants. Again, I am proud of each and every one of you son of a bitches on this roster.
And
that's from my heart.
We cannot stress it enough. Talking about it doesn't do it justice. You have to see this Armageddon Gauntlet.
Yep. I mean, you won't be disappointed.
Everybody brought their own thing, their own flavor to it.
Yep.
You know, and the rest of the matches on the card, too. I mean, not to take away from those.
No, all the matches were tremendous. It's just this thing was just outstanding. I mean, it was WWE pay-per-view quality match.
And that's why you need to stay tuned to Facebook.com/Premier Pro Wrestling.
Yep.
We will be
PremierProWrestlingOnline.com.
We will be announcing as soon as Studio 2 is ready to go.
And we're talking about a matter of a few weeks.
Yeah.
At the very most.
So stay tuned there to see when we will be back. We will announce all our dates through the summer.
Our new studio is going to be amazing. That's all I got to say.
We're going to announce all our dates through the summer very soon. So you know what days to clear off on your calendar if you don't want to miss this amazing action.
We're going to go that far from now till summer?
Yeah,
cool.
Absolutely.
Cool, I like it.
So, you know, you'll have a chance to plan out, you know.
That's good, man, because nobody does that today.
That's what we're there for. That's the whole point of Studio 2 is a location where we can stay put and
run the training facility in the same venue that we run our events in and that we tape.
You will know these dates Premier Pro Wrestling is going to be here. It's not going to be, if nobody else is running
My
the
mom
show.
can't sell tickets at the door that night.
Yeah, it's going to be best for everything that Premier Pro Wrestling needs. So 2014 is going to be very entertaining for us.
Yeah, it already is.
Yeah, it's going to be spectacular. We're going to continue to bring our style of wrestling to people that want to see it. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
I don't know what else to say other than thank you to the fans that were in attendance, that have been in attendance, that have been there for us through this last year, because it was hellacious. We should have been shot dead in the head back in February.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything after 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Everything after 5 and 6 was events that shouldn't have happened.
No, it shouldn't happen. And the events that happen are just like in real life, man. People are shitheads.
7 through 20 was
rebuilding.
Yeah, it was basically
Finding a good roster.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what you need to see if you want to see our history.
Yeah.
7 through 20 is...
And you could tell in the video quality. But
Yeah.
the wrestling quality was always tremendous.
Yes.
You know?
That was, we shouldn't be around anymore, but
No.
we fought anyway because everyone believed in what Premier Pro Wrestling's doing.
Yeah. And the roster and the fans, the connection between the talent and the fans here is amazing.
And we have to say thank you to Carlos Gali Lucha Libre, who gave us the opportunity to do our shows.
And did work with us.
Yeah, they gave us the opportunity to do our shows in their building until we found our footing and were able to get Studio 2. Thank you to them. We wish them the best.
Thanks to our haters, too, because it's been tremendous fuel.
Yeah.
You guys go insane burning all your energy worrying about what the hell I'm doing. It's the funniest thing because I didn't realize it until we had camp at one of our training facilities camp 2 weeks ago where someone said, you never talk about those guys, but at their training, that's all they do is talk about you.
Yeah.
And I don't have time for it.
They gave us a tremendous opportunity to do shows while
I'm talking about Carlo.
No,
I'm talking about the competition, not Carlo.
No, I'm still on that same train of thought.
All right.
But that's the thing is they gave us an opportunity to do our shows when we shouldn't have been.
Mm-hmm.
So we say thank you to them and everything going forward, it's a gift.
We will see you friggin' soon.
Stay tuned, Facebook.com/Premier Pro Wrestling when the dates will go up.
And one last thing. Folks, have good mosh pitting!
Thank you.